Hi everyone. Hope you had a good first day yesterday and raring to go for a second one and not too hungover. It was interesting. Before I start with all this, it's quite interesting talking to a few of us yesterday how the last few years have been for us, and some of the things that we can share with each other, some of the things that we can't. So I think to have this event again, a big thanks to the organizing team to put this on. I think it's a big relief for some of us to try and have this again and be part of this. So yeah, big thank you to everyone that's been organizing the event. So I suppose that transitions quite well into why Renishaw are involved in GDevCon, and we have been since the first one, the inception of it. So hopefully over the next few moments, we'll go through our reason for being involved and give you a little bit of an idea of what Renishaw do. You might have seen the name, but you might not have come across what we actually get on with. So we have been around for around 50 years, engineering change throughout with different industries. But more recently, what's happened is more interesting for me because I've been with the company for around 12 years or so. And I've seen some changes. Some changes are good. We're doing business more responsibly. We're focused more on sustainability, the bigger corporation kind of things that you might see yourself, if you're involved in that kind of situation, you might see yourselves involved in. And it has been great to be part of all of that change so far. And the products that we make, I'm not going to go through any of those right now. We're involved in 3D manufacturing, printing parts for bikes, for engines, all that kind of jazz. Metrology is our thing. We measure things physically. Some of our systems are optical, so there's a lot of that involved. And we're in spectrometers as well. A lot of different products. But all of that is stuff that you can find out without necessarily telling you about it. So what I'm going to actually talk about is things that you might not know about. So the company started with Sir David McMurtry. Interesting thing about him is he's very down to earth. He's around the canteen all the time. He comments on my choice of NI shirts regularly around the canteen and some of the CLA Summit jumpers that we used to have. There was this one time when there was an office move. We were clearing our cupboard, and it just happened unannounced. He was walking past with some stakeholders, and he was entertaining them, chatting to each other, and all of a sudden we hear this massive thump. And the next thing we know is we look at each other and see him on the floor. We managed to trip him up, and the first thing that went through our head is, do I know the number for injury lawyers for you? Do I need to get involved with that? It just so happened that with all the stakeholders, shareholders that he was walking past, the book that he tripped up on was Machine Vision. So there was a joke in there somewhere, I'm sure. And we just looked at each other, smiled, and that was the last time I physically saw him in person, so hopefully he's still okay. Turns out he has got an alter ego, and he set up a side project to come up with the Southwest's first fan electric car. This was driven, and you can buy this if you've got some change lying around in your bank account. This was raced around the Goodwood Festival speed, if you know that in UK. It did set the fastest hill climb record, I think, with 39.08 seconds. I don't think that, I kind of know that. So I've got a little video after this. Max Chilton was the person that drove it up the hill. So hopefully we'll have some sound for this, and you can see if it sounds like a jet engine. Pretty cool, right? I think create something like 2,000 kilograms of downforce just using the fan underneath. It's pretty neat. Moving on with the company itself then, William Lee took over not too long ago. He started at Renishaw as a graduate. So that kind of shows the progression that we've got internally. We don't quite know what his alter ego is just yet, but since he's joined, he's set up a few different things in motion, specifically to do with our main vision for the company. And the thing that takes my attention is the people strategy he's got in place. So I'm really looking forward to how that kind of converts into time in what it actually means for us. So that's all about Renishaw and people within Renishaw. And Steve Oakes, my director, he's very involved in all of the changes as well. So it's quite nice to be part of that change there. More specifically about user groups and why we're involved. So we've been hosting Southwest User Group at Renishaw and Dyson and awesome consultants in the past. You might see some familiar faces in that picture. I think 4 or 5 of us might actually be here, which is great. I put a pitch together to the board of directors, well, not quite the board of directors, but to the people that pay the bills, to say, this is the reason why I would like us to be involved with GDevCon. And I think I put this out on LinkedIn at some point. It shows what we're all about. It's a user group of user groups, and I think we should not forget that. It's, you know, use the Discord channels for advertising your own user groups as well. Internally at Renishaw, we do have regular user groups. Attendance is around 20+ people every session. And yeah, some of the people do get a shout out, like Tom's YouTube channel right there. Internally, we also have effectively our internal YouTube. We have multiple different channels there. We put our own applications that we can't share out to the world. So some things like these, in the past, we've not been able to share with you guys. But our systems, majority of them are motion systems with vision involved. Some of them talk to PLCs, to robots. Those are, you know, we use RT, PXIs, all that kind of stuff. The things that we do, we try and record in a similar sort of fashion and inspired by LabVIEW Wiki as an example, and all the different content creators that are out there. So internally, of course, we can't share the things out, but it's nice to kind of learn from the community and then absorb that and apply some of those learnings internally. We have a big community internally to Renishaw. We've got around 150 odd LabVIEW users logged. And yeah, it's a big community. We have, as I said, about LabVIEW Wiki. Inspired from that, we've got internal pages where we started creating some content for need-to-knows and all that kind of stuff. We use VIPM. We've got only 1 pro license at the moment, but hopefully with the announcement from yesterday from NI, that should help us with configuration a lot more. We use submodules. We have done in the past. We've got custom tools that we've created as well to package manage. And it's nice to know that we pay the bills to NI, and what we've seen from that is little changes like that which stop us from making custom tools in the future. We've got a whole bunch of templates that we use. We try and get excited, fan. So we try and automate whatever we can, wherever we can, and starting from project creation to automating builds and so on. And I'm sure that you all are looking forward to some of the talks that are happening later on today about automating armies, automation armies. All of that stuff is very exciting to us, and this is just an example of a project. It's just a simple core template that we use. Nothing special in there, which is why I can show it. But it forms part of our CI/CD pipeline as well, and we've got tools built around that to help us automate where we can. And some of the inspiration for this, again, comes from various people in the community, so it's very important to us to be involved with, you know, learning from each other and so on. So our release pipeline right now looks something like that. Interesting thing from yesterday was the ASCII doc stuff, so we want to try and integrate somewhere in the CD pipeline. How we can integrate that, we shall see. Yeah, we use our build tools. I just put that up there to show if anyone doesn't use these things yet, it's very valuable. There's time it saves for regular integrations and build times as well. Just for those 14 minutes there and 25 minutes there is time saved for us as a statistic. Looking forward, we are growing. We have been growing. We've got effectively a LabVIEW specific or a system development specific graduate scheme that we've started. Obviously, the Renishaw graduate scheme's got lots more numbers, but that's the stream that we run. And students, 2 of them are actually here with us this week. So we learn about LabVIEW, C# and system development in general. That's all growing. as a GDevCon community, it would be interesting to see how we grow. And some of the things that we work with include just build controllers, PLC ladder logic programming, and so on, and all these kind of things. So it'll be interesting to see how, as G community grows, if we incorporate any of these other kind of application development environments at all. And that's where we're involved. And with that, I think I'll pass the mic on. And thank you, everyone, and help each other and be kind.